Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from sharEvery. Hearty welcome for the session number 613 Advanced Professional Meeting on sharEvery. Before June, we used to conduct old format for advanced meeting by inviting one particular guest by offering 30 minutes. From June 1st, we changed the format by inviting four panel guests by giving 10 minutes each. The final discussion by assigning four sub-themes under one main theme, and each panel guest should share their expertise or experiences on the particular sub-theme. So for today, we announced very important, and we all know we are very familiar with digital classrooms, and we have vast experience in teaching field, online and offline. Online became very popular after Corona. We invited four well experienced coaches, three coaches from India and another senior coach and DTM Toastmaster coach Neelu Hassamal from Mauritius. Today's concept is engage, don't enrage. So we should know how to engage while we present in front of the audience on online as well as on offline. And we given four sub-themes under this main theme. Those four sub-themes are, first sub-theme is going to handle by Coach Arumugam sir from Tamil Nadu, India, understanding your audience. Otherwise, it doesn't work. It doesn't give a fruit if you cannot understand your audience, especially on online. And the next sub-theme, content that converts. Whatever content you choose, how you can convert after understanding your audience. There is a connection between the first sub-theme and all other sub-themes. This area is going to lead by Coach Preeti Kudere from India. Third sub-theme, the art of active listening. We know the importance of listening. In language, we have four language skills, LSRW. Among four language skills, L stands first. We know the importance of listening. So how we can improve the listening skill? So the art of listening is going to share by Dr. Revati from India. And the last but not the least, very important sub-theme, which stitch above the three sub-themes under this main theme, engage, don't enrage. That sub-theme is navigating sensitive topics. So how we can navigate, so how we can communicate with the audience through the concepts or topics. So this area is going to lead by Coach Neelu Hassamal from Mauritius. Please join your hands to welcome all four coaches for sharing their particular sub-theme for 10 minutes each. So I'd like to invite one after another and make us aware about that particular area. Let me take you four on screen. Here we go. I'm welcoming all you four to share your opinion one after another. The first turn goes to Coach Arumugam sir to share his opinion on the first sub-theme. Over to you, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Really, it's a very happy occasion to be with you on sharEvery Global Foundation's Advanced Meeting Pro 613. The topic being engage, don't enrage. Beautiful topic to analyze, to discuss. Yes, at this moment, I would like to extend my gratitude to the CEO and founder, Coach Rambabu sir, and the panelist, yes, Coach Preeti ma'am, and Coach Dr. Revati ma'am from India, and Coach Neelu Hazamal ma'am from Mauritius. Yes, and today's topic being engage, don't enrage. The subtopic, the sub-theme that I'm going to deal with is nothing but understanding the audience. Why is it necessary to understand the audience? What will happen if we don't understand whatever task that we take? Whenever we want to discuss, whenever we want to expose, whenever we want to express any kinds of message, we should understand our audience, who they are, what is their level. Yes, when we communicate with any audience, whether in a presentation or a personal interaction or a marketing campaign, our goal should be to engage them, to capture their attention, to capture their interest and facilitate them. We should not enrage them through some missteps. We should understand our audience. That should be the crucial first step. Why? In order to achieve our goal. I hope you agree with me. Yes. How can we know our audience? How can we understand our audience? So we should take into consideration the demographics. We should understand their age. We should learn their gender and their educational qualification and even the profession and even the background. Yes, in addition to all these things, definitely this demographics picture gives us a lot of help. Whereas we should also delve deeper into their interest, their needs, their motivations, and even their values. We should also research their existing knowledge, their present knowledge, whether do they already know about the topic that we are dealing with? Are they experts? Are they stakeholders or the general public? Only after knowing all these things, we can carry forward. Yes, we should identify their pain points. We should identify their challenges also. What problems they are trying to solve? How can our message offer solutions? How can we make their lives better? Then we should use various methods for audience analysis. What kind of methods we can undertake? This can include reviewing existing data, what data is available. We can conduct surveys, survey conducting. We can monitor feedback. See, feedback plays a vital role, and their comments. And even we can leverage their tools like empathy mapping. We can also share our personal anecdotes. Why? That relate to them, our personal anecdotes. Okay. The second major point that I'm going to deal with is tailoring our message and the delivery, how it should be. We should speak their language. We can even use some terminology, tone, and the examples that resonate with their audience level, their level of understanding, their background. We can also focus on relevance and value. How? We can show our audience what they stand to gain from our message. Whenever we start, we should give them the assurance that at the end of this session, definitely they will learn these are the things. Definitely. How it applies to them directly, and improve their lives. Sometimes we can also tell stories. What kind of some relatable stories? Stories are powerful tools, no doubt in it. This is how we can make emotional connections. This is how we can make emotional bonding, thus making our points more memorable, evergreen. And at times we can use humor, appropriate humor, not nasty humor. Humor in good taste can definitely create a positive and engaging atmosphere. Without humor, what will happen? It will become boring. They will not be attentive. They will not care. We should be so authentic. When we present, we should be so authentic. And we should be so enthusiastic. Our enthusiasm should make them listen, should make them to be more attentive. Genuine passion and enthusiasm are infectious, boost audience engagement. I hope you will agree with me. Yes. Then the third major point that I'm going to deal with before I finish, don't assume. The point that I want to tell, avoid enraging. Sometimes, we make some common generalizations. Let us not. We should not make generalizations because our assumptions will go wrong and it will make others get enraged. We should practice fairness and respect. Let us be honest. If you don't know, let us say don't know. Let us accept. Let us be transparent. Let us acknowledge different perspectives. Because the people, the audience, our audience may be heterogeneous audience. They may be from various experiences. Sometimes they may be richer than us in knowledge. We should accept this. Whatever language we use, it should be simple. Let us simplify our language and provide clear explanations if at all we use any technical forms. Let us be so mindful of sensitive topics. Sometimes, while discussing controversial topics, we should be more careful. We should take utmost care in handling such controversial topics. So let us not ignore negative feedbacks. We cannot expect the feedbacks always positive, always encouraging. Yes, sometimes we may get very negative feedbacks for which we should be ready to accept. They may criticize. Let us accept. Yes, honestly. Show that you value audience input and are willing to learn and are willing to adapt. Because continuously seeking feedback, reflect on your communication style and strive to improve your ability to connect with diverse audiences. So, understanding your audience involves a commitment to empathy and a genuine desire to connect with them on a deeper level. With these words, the three major points that I touched upon, I hope we can understand our audience so that our goal will be successful. Thank you very much. Over to you, sir.
Wonderful, sir. And really, it's a beautiful and needful suggestions you have given in this short period of time. As you mentioned, the three important areas, and you started your presentation with the question, is it really necessary for understanding the audience? By listening your short message, we came to know that is must and should to understand to know the level of audience, their personal and professional background to the guests. Then only they can give whatever with aspirations the audience has joined, whether it is online or offline. And the second important area you touched, tailoring our message. Once we understood the audience level and background, then only we can craft the message. In this, you added another important thing by adding our personal anecdotes. This helps the guest or speaker to give a great rapport between the audience as well as to the guest or the speaker. So it's really a great suggestion by adding our personal anecdotes, and listeners also feel very familiar to the speaker. And at the end, you mentioned don't enrage instead of engage by assuming your audience level. As we speakers, we know assumptions may not work at all. So, whenever we know the audience, you can carry the message, and with that message, the audience surely happy and they can get whatever they expected. Thank you so much for sharing a
Thank you, sir.
beautiful for
Thank you.
the listeners. Congratulations, sir. Now, the turn goes to Coach Preeti, ma'am, and the area is content that converts. Before announcing the topic, I go n number of concepts. I go through many concepts. I check myself. So, which concept is suitable for my speakers of sharEvery community? And after choosing the concept main theme, and I go for four sub themes which related to the main theme. Then after finding the four sub themes, I go for the audience. This sub theme, Arumugam sir 100% fit for this. He can give 100% justification. Then
Thank you, sir.
that helps me to select the speakers. In that way, I do for every Sunday session. By crafting the message or a topic, what kind of things we should keep in mind that converting to the audience level after knowing, as Arumugam sir mentioned, this area is going to deal by Coach Preeti. Kudere ma'am, please join your hands to welcome and share her opinion. Over to you, Coach.
Yes, moving ahead today, we really have a wonderful topic which is about engage, don't enrage. So before we start, let's quickly understand, about the audience dynamic. And then after that, I'll come to my topic. Well, I believe, like in today's fast-paced world, capturing and holding an audience, action is more crucial than ever. This is a presentation today which I'm going to show. It will delve into, the complex interplay of engagement and outreach. Engagement, I believe, it signifies a, state of active attention, curiosity, motivation, be required. It's when an individual is fully invested in a message or an idea or an activity, leading to the deeper understanding and is willing to participate. I remember a famous quote by, as John Doris. He has put this in the 2025. He says that true engagement is about the employees not just completing the task, but giving 120% effort, going above and beyond because these are generally, genuinely connected to the mission. This level of commitment transfers passive listeners to active participants, which is very much important, I believe. Fosters innovations and it drives productivity. I believe that, when an audience is truly engaged, they are not just hearing, they are experiencing, they are internalizing, they are responding. These lead to the very strong retention, deeper conviction, I would say, and a greater, time for an action, making the engagement the bedrock of effective communication and influences. Let's move it. Engage, not engage, effective manage engagement strategies. Well, dear, today this presentation explore the importance of fostering and understanding and building the trust through effective management rather than escalating the conflict, right? These strategies are applicable thought in diverse settings from parenting to the professional environment. As said by the sirs, definitely each and every place we should always do the engaging, not the enraging, whether it's school, whether it's the social interaction with the colleges or in the public area, at the workplace, and so on. Now, today, moving ahead, let's see the content that converts the whole brain approach, I would say. It's been inspired by the whole brain child. These concepts help de-escalate situations, by engaging emotions through the reasons, preventing emotional hijacking. Now, there are the three ways which I believe it would be like first, very important that will be connect emotionally, which plays an important role. It engages the right brain with empathy and understand. Second would be redirect logically when we use the left brain for the calm and clear explanations. And third, it encourages problem solving. Very important that it fosters the self-regulation and find solution together. Now, you have given an example that is acknowledging a child tantrum. If they want to have a toy, when we calm down, before explaining them why they can't have a toy, which is very much important. Directly moving it to the conflict resolution, making them calm down, and then moving her with the listening their problem, calming down, listening them problem, and then moving her head together with the solution plays a vital role. Now, my topic given was like craft compelling content that captures attention, which was very, very important. So, theory to capture the attention, we must dwell beyond the surface, understanding the root cause of issues come from actively listening. Exactly. Actually, whenever anyone comes with the problem, instead of directly going to the conclusion and or else judging them or knowing them no matter they are wrong and directly coming up with the solution. So these, somewhere it's completely wrong. Let the problem be heard first. Because anyone comes with the problem they believe to be heard. And the moment you are heard, it is the first step towards the solution. So your advocate actively listening and hearing individual stories plays an important role where you can capture the attention. Building trust requires clear and transparent explanations. Well, before any meaningful dialogue can begin, it's essential to provide a safe space. The person is heard, a person is safe, a person is secure. It plays a very vital role where individual can express freely without any judgment, without and with frustration. Well, let's move ahead with the spark interest without alienating the audience. Now, here, if I talk about like avoid if we do the social media echo chambers that amplify outrage. Instead, though we are online, we are on the social media, but instead we create a calm and fact-based online forum for constructive discussion. So here are some of the things where we can do the great work that is by the idea board. What does it mean? It gives an open window for sharing the thoughts and the solutions. Second would be the polls and the surveys. Yes, definitely by gathering the diverse opinions effectively, polls and surveys plays a very good role. Question and answer. Welcome with the question, no matter whether it's silly or it might be a very important. Address concerns directly. And as Sarah has also said, feedback plays a very important role and encourage honest and unbiased feedback. So these are the four things which I believe that spark interest with the audience. Now there are some strategies, to promote the engagement and conversion. For example, like I would like to say, when we utilize our both verbal and non-verbal empathy to effectively reduce tension in any interaction, avoiding the arguments, instant confirm that the other party autonomy and offer vulnerable, like alternative. These approaches particularly affect in sensitive environment. You have given an example of the healthcare setting where when managing the patient is difficult conversation and staying calm and productive. Same you can do it with you can have these kinds of examples when you're in the as a teacher or as an HM or the principal dealing with the parents or as a head of any institute dealing with the customers or with the employees. So these are the certain, promote engagements and conversions where we should have both verbal and non-verbal empathy to effectively reduce tension in any interaction. Now, let's moving ahead. If we talk about the audience engagement principle, that is engage, not enrage. As sir has already said, quickly I would dive into that. It's very important to know your audience, understand their interests and needs beforehand. Show the appreciation. It's really good when they are approachable and vulnerable to build a good rapport with us. Involve them. The good one of the third part, I would say, like ask question, interactive activities, engage them in the activities, welcome them with their questions or with their difficulties, with the solutions, with their suggestions. Last, I would say it's challenge respectfully. Deepen engagement by challenging thinking constructively. I think these four I would say are the principles where audience have the very good connection and engagement. Last but not the least, I'll come to the conclusion about how to embrace, engage, not enrage. Well, engagement is a vital skill across all the aspects of life, from parenting to leadership and community building. Practice empathy, transparency, and active listening. If we follow all these things, like practicing empathy and transparency and active learning, it will give a good result. It will engage, not enrage. Create space for the dialogue without any division, and invest in engagement to transfer conflict into connection.
Yeah, amazing. Congratulations, Preeti ma'am. We feel really blessed to listen from you this short message. Personally, I totally believe in this. While you're crafting compelling content to attract the audience, we should work for three things which is fruitful for the listeners in three ways. Number one, we should connect emotionally with the audience, and we should go logically with the content. And the last and third important thing is encouraging the listeners with problem solving. So whether it is online or offline, and any listener come for various reasons, and they stand in front of the speaker, maybe the problem solving, maybe the solution, maybe for recreation, maybe for amusement, maybe for getting whatever problems he has to overcome by listening that. So it depends person to person, but whenever we follow these three things, it would really help to engage the audience rather than enraging the audience. Whenever we put some logical things, as we mentioned, when including question answers or dialogues, whenever we give a perfect space to the audience or the listeners, and it will bring very close to the speaker. So thank you so much for the way you dealt the concept is really very very useful for the listeners. Wonderful job you have done. Now, this is time to invite Dr. Revati ma'am, and which is very, very prominent and useful area for all the listeners, and how we can improve the art of listening quality. Please help me welcome Dr. Revati ma'am for dealing this concept for 10 minutes. Over to you, ma'am.
So thank you so much. My gratitude to Ram Babu sir, then Nilu ma'am, Arumugam sir, and the Preeti ma'am also. So thank you. My topic is the art of active listening. We know we live in a world and that's always talking and talking and talking. Let me ask you, when was the last time someone truly listened to you very patiently? So let me start with a quick question. How many of you feel like the world is getting louder, but a few people are actually listening? In a world full of noise, it's not the loudest voice that wins, and is the one that truly listens So today let's uncover how the simplest act of listening can build the trust, diffuse the tension, and create the real human connections. Yes, this is also the real connections. And today we explore how active listening isn't just a skill, it's a way to build the trust and make the people that feel genuinely valued. Okay, and what if I told you that um, learning to listen to change the way that people trust, people respond, and connect with you? Okay, so when we talk about the communication, we usually think of speaking, that are the words, that are the speeches, debates, correct? But we are rarely taught how to listen. Rarely taught. Now, let me ask you, how many of us have said something like that? You are not hearing me, or you just don't understand. Okay, so that's not a language problem, that's a listening problem. Correct. So today we are going to explore the most underused and the most powerful of these skills, listening, not just hearing words, but truly listening. And I think that we all right now listening. One skill can transform everything. And did you know that average person listens with only 25 efficiently? And that means 75% of what we hear. And imagine how many relationships, ideas, and how many the opportunities are lost because of that. We scroll through lines. We sit in the meetings that are just monologues, correct, with breaks. And we are constantly surrounded by voices and yet somehow genuine connections. So now let's get this clear. Hearing is not listening. Listening isn't just letting the sound waves hit to your ears. And it's not just waiting for your turn to speak. And active listening means being truly present, 100% listening. So it's learning in not just physically but emotionally. And someone is in a mood, bad mood, and whether the person or whether the that man or woman is crying, and we are curiously listen to that problem, correct? So I will give you an example that Nelson Mandela, one of the world's most respected leader, once said that he learned how to lead by watching father at tribal council meetings, and yes, his father would listen silently to every person in the circle before speaking last. And think about that. And in a room full of voices, so he made listening his power. Correct. His presence created this space. And in that space, people felt seen. And that's why we all crave, isn't it? So to be heard, not judged, not solved, just understood. So one way to begin this shift is by pausing, just a small pause, whether it may be for the few seconds, and after someone finishes speaking, those few seconds say, I respect what you just said. I respect. And I am reflecting on it, so it tells the other person that matters. Now, let's take this into the workplace or our homes also. So think about the people you trust the most. There are ones who truly listen. Correct? You know that once you finish a sentence and that don't lead in with a fix or a story about themselves, and they might not look you in the eye and say, tell me more, tell me more. So those people become magnets. So we lean into them because their listening builds safety. So there is a story I love about a young intern at a big company. His manager, a busy executive, took 2 minutes one morning to ask, "How can I support you this week?" Okay, no rush, no agenda. So just presence. That intern said it was the first time anyone in authority made him feel like his voice mattered. And years later, he stayed loyal to the same organization, not because of the money, but because of that moment of feeling heard. It's very important. Someone who listens us very carefully. So, one technique I recommended is called echo and confirm. So, simple, powerful. When someone finishes speaking, respond with, so what I hear you saying is, and then summarize their point. So it shows them you are present, and it also gives them a chance to clarify or feel valued. Correct. So think about your own relationship. When was the last time someone said that to you? It's rare, and that's why it is memorable. So now let's take a turn. One more example is the companies like the Southwest Airlines handle angry customers online using the empathy. Okay, so someone post an angry tweet. My flight's delayed. Worst service ever. So no defensive, not defensive, not scripted, but instead of that, I understand how frustrating this must be. I would feel the same in your shoes. And that's the disarming, and that's called the engaging. Another tool is 70-30 rule that we learn 70-30 rule. So speak 30% of the time and listen 70%. So engage by listening to understand, not to reply, not to reply. Okay, and when people feel heard, they open up instead of shutting down or lashing out. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Excellent, Revati ma'am. Thank you so much. And whenever you were sharing your opinion on the concept, I was listening, and whether I'm doing like you or not. And one thing I really loved in your message, by active listening, we can build real human connection. Otherwise, definitely we miss something. We can't build good connections among us. Whenever we listen, we can build a strong connection, emotional bonding between two sides. And that's the reason many philosophers and the psychologists proved a good listener is a great learner. When you listen, you can learn. If there is no listening, there is no learning. There is no experience. Listening only can give experience. Thank you so much for sharing the sub area, the art of active listening. This will really helpful for the listeners. Congratulations. Lost sub area. Whenever she take that sensitive topic and keeping on her table by adding her own experiences, she has great quality to convince people with her words. She is the queen of convention to the audience and the listeners. So help me to invite Coach Neelu Hassamal from Mauritius to share her opinion in navigating sensitive topics. If you want to listen her previous concepts, already we uploaded a few on YouTube, especially my loud one and the importance of water, how we can save water. And she shared beautifully. And Neelu ma'am, it's really blessing to listen. And please take your turn and share your opinion for 10 minutes. We are already running out of time. Go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Rambabu. My greeting to each and every member of the sharEvery, especially Mr. Rambabu, and respected all the speakers and audience. I am from Mauritius, beautiful island. So my topic is how to navigate sensitive topics, and we have to understand what is. First of all, we have to understand what is sensitive. These topics are and how we define. Sensitive topics are subject that can easily trigger all type of emotions anywhere and everywhere. As we all know, there are so many sensitive topics, but I will mention few. First of all, like politics, that is very sensitive because we have got different ideologies, different parties, different governments, and all that. Second is religious, because we all have got different faith, our custom, our traditions are all are different. The third is race and caste. The fourth is gender and sexuality. The fifth is mental health. Even this is very delicate topic to talk, mental health. And the next is body image. We all have got different complexion, different height, different weight, everything. So this is also very controversial topic to speak. Then social class, different social classes. Then family matters like divorce, parenting problem, addiction, all these are family matters. Then personal failures, sometime in job, sometime in your work, that is also very difficult to talk. And the last but not least is health issues, like whatever disabilities or terminal diseases or serious illness. So all these are very sensitive topic to talk. So we all should be very careful. Now the question is arises how we should handle, right? So I'm going to tell you few techniques and simple approach. The first is, as all speaker, you said that listen carefully, all the speakers. So listen carefully, understand the viewpoint of others, what person is saying, and then give your opinion. That is very important factor. Suppose, for example, somebody is bringing new idea to you, and now that idea is not suiting. So instead of telling that idea is not good, then at least you can suggest that I appreciate your idea, but now let's explore that how we are going to incorporate this idea into my field. It can be business, it can be anything. So just instead of saying that your idea is not good, you can say that let's explore how we can incorporate this idea in our business. Now, second is empathize but not criticize. If you don't agree, also at least acknowledge their feeling as valid. I mean, for example, suppose tomorrow your son says that, "Mom, I don't believe in now marriage anymore. Right? I don't want to get married, and I don't believe at all. I mean, in the Institute of Marriage. So instead of telling her that your idea is rubbish or what you are talking, just tell her that I respect your opinion, but let me know how this led this idea to you. I mean, how you thought of this. Let me listen to you. I mean. So that is how you should respect other people's opinion also. Now, respect boundaries. That is very important to know. Respect boundary means if someone you are talking, you're asking the question, and you feel that person is not ready to reply your question, that means you close the topic there. Respect the privacy of that person. He is not willing to reply to your answers. Because one thing we have to always remember that discussing sensitive issues, the goal is not to win the argument, but to build understanding. Beautiful saying goes that respectful dialogue is the bridge that keeps heart connected, and even sometimes our mind disagrees. So that always we have to understand. I mean, and the next I will tell you the best technique: use I statement instead of accusing somebody. For example, if you are telling your husband, "Don't do this, you always do that, I don't like." So the best thing you can say instead of telling all these or blaming, instead of that, you can say, I feel upset when this happens. Really, I feel very upset when this happens. So that is the very refined way of dealing with that sensitive issues. And the next question I will ask you, try to understand and don't judge anybody, because everybody has got different opinions. Tomorrow your child tells you, Mom, you don't know anything, your technology is very poor. I mean, so don't say that what you think of yourself, you know everything, or I'm stupid. No, that okay, fine. You are born in technology and we are learning technology. There's very big difference. These children are born in technology. See small child of 1 year only how they are using the phone. But tell the child, yes, you are born, but we are learning. But if you teach me slowly, I can guarantee you even I can learn. So that child will understand that mom can learn also. And there is this pause before reaction, that is very important. Everything, take deep breath, let your emotion settle down, pause, because pause can save very good relationship. I think you can maintain the relationship if you pause and understand everything and then you reply. Or instead of saying, sometimes you feel that nobody is listening to you. So instead of saying that you never listen to me, you can say, I feel unheard when I try to share my thoughts, but nobody's paying attention. I mean, don't say that way. But you can say, I feel hurt when I'm sharing my thought and you're not paying attention. I mean, so that person will understand that somebody wants to talk and I'm not listening to it. And different thing is you can say you can respect the person's view if you don't agree also. For example, and the next is mind your tone and body language is very, very important. You should know how to use your tone and even body language also. Because body language conquers many, many disputes in life. Instead of avoiding shouting or showing big eyes or using filthy language, and speak with kindness, that is very important, and with optimistic attitude. And your words should uplift but not don't put people down. I mean, that is very important. Never say anybody that you don't know you are good for nothing. No, everybody is unique in our own way. Somebody is unique in this way, another person is unique in different way. Focus on solution but not on fault. I mean, what is the problem? No, first focus how you can solve the problem. Suppose your child says that I don't want children these days, because you know young generations are very different. I mean, they are telling you we don't want children, or this is outdated, this outlook. So you can tell your child, yes, my background is very different and I have brought up that way. But I would like to listen to you why you have made this opinion that we don't need children. Can you give your opinion? I want to listen to you. Instead of telling, no, children are very important, this, that, no, because they have made up their mind. Now you have to listen what they are saying and always appreciate the effort, even if you disagree also with somebody, because honesty plays very important role in life. If you're honest, it will take you very far, I mean. And in the end, I would like to say, friends, words are like seed. Sow with care, and harvest is understanding. Positive tone is a water that helps these seeds to grow. That is very important. So, in healthy environment and with wisdom and with some techniques, we can always tackle sensitive issues and we can save people from enraging their feelings and try not to hurt. I mean, so that is these are the techniques. So the best message I can give you, we should choose the word to connect, but not to correct anybody. No. We should always use the word that connect the people, but not the correct, because everybody is right in their own. And this is the strong message. We should try to make people happy and save other people from hurt. Over to you. Thank you.
I can say my selection was absolutely correct. By
Okay.
giving you this particular area, and you shared many things to learn, not just to learn, to test where we are, whether we are following, we want to follow from right now. And two things you mentioned: if you want to engage with the people or building the strong human connections or relationships, focus on solution, not on fault. But people give utmost importance for fault rather than solution. And also, we should empathize, not criticize. And people very curious to criticize or to compare. And even the parents also should learn this. I feel very happy by listening you all four coaches. These kind of concepts are really worthy to listen. And some coaches, some speakers are the followers. Once they join on the foundation in any online session, that would be their first and last, because they enrage rather than engage. But we can say very proudly on sharEvery, people or have been traveling for years. Only the reason we engage, and also, as Niluma mentioned, we respect the privacy of the speakers and the followers. I am really feel very honored and privileged to listen. Coach Arumugam sir, he has given a wonderful start, a fantastic start, and the mid message was so nice with Preeti ma'am and Revati ma'am, and the closing was up to the mark. Thank you so much for throwing your light on the concept.